What's up, witches? I'm reading all your comments. Hi, guys. I'm loving all the comments. I'm reading all the comments. What's up? What's up? Happy new moon. Hi, everybody. What's up, witches? I love it. Oh, thanks for the super chat. Yes. You guys must have saw my note about raising money. What's up, guys? Welcome, welcome, witches. How we doing? What is going on? Oh, what is it? What's up, witches? I'm surrounded by gear. What's up? Happy new moon. Thank you for being here. Thank you for waiting. If you're waiting, it's your first live. Welcome, Smokey. Okay, sound check, everything check. Can you hear me and see me fine? I have my microphone set up today because when I came in the door, man was playing bachata. And I have the Mozart on right now. I'm in a different vibe. So I was like, let me put the mic on. So let me know if you can hear everything all good. Welcome, welcome. If this is your first time here for a live, this is a live new moon zodiac tarot reading session. I will be pulling cards for all of the zodiac signs to take a look at what you can expect, what you can prepare for, what you can take action on for this new moon in Aquarius. We've been doing this for a while now, so if you're new here, welcome. Thanks for being here. If you are interested in private readings, all that information is down in the description box. So stick around, see what resonates for your sign. Drop your sign, sun, moon, rising in the comments. Say what's up. Let us know who you are. But yeah, if those messages that come through today resonate and you want to go further, you can book a private reading with me. You can come here to my shop in the Bronx, BronxWitch HQ. Excuse me, guys, and get a reading from me or one of the shop witches that works out of the shop. Come on by, get a reading in person. But if you can't, you can also get a reading virtually from me. You can go to bronxwitch.com for that. And today, I was thinking about like last week. If you were live with me last week, I just like randomly hopped on because I felt like talking a little bit about how grateful I am and just how exciting it is, all the things that are happening with the shop and all of that good stuff. And I just have been on like a high from that, and it's been just really, I don't know, pretty awesome. So I'm excited to be here for this reading for you guys, but also available here in the shop and virtually if you need it. So bronxwitch.com, all that stuff is down in the description box. Today we are doing something a little bit special because I am raising funds to help us to get an outdoor sign for the shop. If you've never seen the space, if you've never been here and you've never like seen my videos, the shop is located inside of an office on the first floor of a building. So we're really super easy to get to once you know where we are. But if you're not expecting to go into a lobby to see us, then you don't know that we're here. So I was like, we have a sign on the outside of the building, which is like up against the wall. But I was like, I want to put an outdoor, like, those A-frame signs outside. And, we're really tight on budget. We basically operate every month with what is coming into the shop. So anything that is not being sold to people is like an extra. So your super chats today are going towards helping us to get a sign for outside. Okay. So $100 is just going to buy us the physical sign and like a little mini sign that I want to get to go next to it. It's going to be more to like design the posters that are actually going to go on the sign and get those printed. But we'll worry about that another day. Step by step is what I say. So $100 will at least get us the frame of the sign and like the little mini version to go outside our door. So your super chats today are going towards that. So if the messages resonate with you, if you just enjoy being in this space and are excited to support this space, excited to support the shop, if you live long distance and you can't come to the shop, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't need to do any online shopping right now. This is definitely a great way to consider supporting the shop. You can also donate products that we really need. Shout out to you, Addie. Thank you for donating toilet paper. Addie went to the Amazon registry and donated toilet paper. So I got a big old box of toilet paper the other day, and I was so grateful for that. So like stuff like that really matters. So if you are wondering how you can support the shop, please do go to bronxwitch.com, go to the ways to support page. You can get awesome merch. You can get, you can donate supplies, you can donate funds, or you can donate here in this live. So thank you guys in advance. That's what's going on with the super chats today. Yes. And thank you, Betty. Thank you, Betty. I appreciate you. Yeah, well, the new moon is all about renewal. And yes, the Anatomy of a Witch Oracle is really beautiful. I am so glad that you appreciate me putting you onto that deck. And shout out to Llewellyn for sending it to me. Yes. Okay, wait, what's happening? There's a party? Gemini party? You're making a spray for the new moon? Yes, I love that. We just came up with a cleansing kit in the shop. If you are, maybe a first time cleanser of your home, never made a spiritual bath, a floor wash, or like a home spray or something like that, we have put together a kit with everything you need to do a very simple, like I said, bath, floor wash, or room spray, and everything you need to just have a very straightforward ritual around it. So we have those in the shop, and they're just $10. So if anybody else is looking to clean things up, as I think we all, I don't like to say the word should, but I think spiritual maintenance and cleanliness is important. Okay, wait, hold on. Hold on, my lights. 1 second, guys. Okay, I don't know if that's going to stay. My lights are so old. So like the cords are all like taped up, and yeah, sometimes the tape fails me. Okay, so fingers crossed. Can you buy that online? Yeah, the cleansing kits. Yeah, we have a section on the shop site now called kits and bundles. We have a ritual cleansing kit. That's what you're looking for. We have a ritual herb kit, which has like half an ounce of 10 different herbs, a crystal spoon, which is gorgeous, and a surprise crystal inside. So if you're like starting your apothecary or refilling your jars, the ritual herb kit you might like. And I'm working on a crystal kit, like a starter crystal kit of like 5 to 10 stones, with like information for people too. So you know what I mean? Kits. I used to love kits back in the day. The little boxes, they really like help kickstart stuff for you. And then over time, you can find what you like, what you don't like, and start sourcing your own things. But kits are really helpful. Yeah, well, hey, being from the Philippines, first of all, welcome from the Philippines. Close to God equals death. That's a very deep name. Welcome. But you can still support the shop in so many other ways. You don't have to come here. You can donate funds. You can donate supplies like toilet paper. You can buy merch for yourself and rock our logo. You can do a super chat right now in the comments. So many ways to support the shop. Hey, Felicia, Rain, what's up? All right, so let's get into it. I don't have to rush today because I don't have a reading before we open. My first appointment is at 1:45. It's a yoni steam. So, and then I have a tour of the shop. But I have shop witches in the shop today who'll be helping me. Leslie will be here doing readings and helping out. So I can kind of like relax. I pretty much already opened. All the lights are on. The register's open. Yeah, I think we're good to go. So we can chill out, okay? And we can get into this new moon in Aquarius because personally, I have been looking forward to this. I have felt the energy shifting. I think I was talking about that in my live last week. It started for me the build up to what's happening at the end of the month, energy and astrologically wise, astrology wise. I think is what you would say there. So yeah, I've been looking forward to it, and it's just I'm feeling good. I'm feeling so good. There were so many things that I needed to like work through during my detox to start the year, and they were worked through. And I'm very grateful and have so much clarity and so much excitement about everything happening in the shop and all the witches that are working here and the things that they're doing. And yeah, it's great. I'm going to see them today. We have our new moon dinner this evening after we close the shop. A time for the witches of the shop to get together and just fellowship. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So there's just a lot of good energy, things moving in a forward direction. Sometimes you have to pause. You know what I mean? Gather yourself and get ready, and then the moving forward can happen. Yes, it should be fun. We do a little ritual together, and then we break bread together. I order food for us, and we just sit around, catch up, chat. It's a nice time. I'm looking forward to it, but we'll be one witch down. So shout out to Fifi. Fifi's getting eye surgery. I think she's getting LASIK. So she won't be with us. Okay, so but we'll be 4 witches strong. Yes. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about this new moon in Aquarius. It happens today at like 3 something in the afternoon here, Eastern Standard Time. It's a super moon, which is exciting. Super moon just means that it is a lot closer to the Earth than typical. So it looks larger in the sky usually, and it is said to have a stronger pull on the earth because it is closer. It pulls on the tides, it affects the flow of water here on the planet, and it's said to do that more when it is closer to the earth. So it's a Aquarius supermoon. So the moon is new in the sign of Aquarius. Shout out to the Aquarii. Your super chat isn't working, you'll donate in person. Yes, you're going to see us soon. That's totally fine. If anybody else's super chat isn't working, you can go to bronxwitch.com and the ways to support button and leave a donation there on the website. Yes, Detox Potion is back in stock. There are a bunch of bottles on the site right now. This is the last round of it. So when it sells out the next time, that'll be it. So this is the last round of it. Hey, Julissa, welcome. Hello, my darling. Yeah, I think there's like 12 more bottles left. Back in stock. Please come see us. Yes, come see us. So yeah, new moon in Aquarius is a super moon happening at 3 something in the afternoon today, Eastern Standard Time. This is what they tell me. The new moon is, I think, one of my favorite times just because I really like the sensation of starting over. I don't mind a detox. I don't mind a good purge. So I like to start over. And that's what it feels like for me. An opportunity to start over. The moon goes completely dark and then it reemerges. And to me, that's just super symbolic of restarts and stuff like that. So, the last few months or so may have felt kind of lethargic or stagnant. So many planets in retrograde and things like that. Winter time, weather getting cold, storms all over the place and things like that. And well, not here in New York, we haven't had any snow yet, but elsewhere it's been like a normal winter, it seems like, for people. So that may have made it really hard to take action and move forward and make some of the changes you might have been thinking about as the year started. But now the energy is really shifting into starting fresh and starting over. So I love that new moon energy. It's a good time to set intentions, to come up with a fresh batch of affirmations for the next 2 weeks. And the good news about this new moon is, with everything going direct again, it feels like the intentions that you set, you can actually take action on. You don't have to just be thinking about it or revisiting or reconsidering. This is like, no, now this is go time. And I like being in that space. So that's great. Oh yeah, I should probably let you guys know. Everybody say hello to Nuri if you haven't yet. Nuri is our new Facebook group, our Coven Facebook group moderator. So if you are in the BronxWitch Coven through YouTube, you get access to our private Facebook group. Nuri is the moderator for the first half of 2023. We're going to be rotating, which also means she's moderating the lives on YouTube when she's here. So thank you so much, Nuri, for being here. I appreciate it. If you guys say anything untoward, Nuri will take care of it. So, show some respect for the moderator witch. She is running things in the comments. If you have questions about joining the coven, if you have questions about how to do stuff, just ask Nuri. She can point you in the right direction. And we have a bunch of coven members in the room today. I see all of the different color badges. So if you're new around here, feel free to ask the OGs. They will point you in the right direction. I appreciate you, Nuri. Thank you very much for all your work so far. So we're starting fresh, we're starting new. Aquarian energy is very excited and excitable, is how I would describe it. It's an energy that lends itself well to connecting with others, like communing with the collective. It is action oriented to me. I feel like it's like bursts of fresh air, or what Aquarians are like, because it's like idea. They're very idea people. I feel like that energy wants to talk about their ideas and come up with new ways of doing things, and can be kind of rebellious. So I feel like some of the things that we were talking about last time we were together, planning our big escape, planning our big changes, planning these whole turnarounds, I feel like the new moon in Aquarius is like some of the best energy you could hope for in order to actually take action and make change, and tell the world about it and be open about it and be like 10 toes down, as they say, with the decision you've made and the direction that you want to go. So I like that because I don't like feeling stagnant. I try to be careful and think things through, but once I have an idea, I'm ready to go. So things just feel so much better for me right now. And I'm excited about it. So I hope you guys are too. All right. Good things to do around the new moon. You guys know that I fast. So today I have my dinner with the witches. So I didn't want that to interfere from breaking bread with them. So I'm going to be fasting tomorrow. But so I do a fast every new moon, and that helps me to just like restart my physical body. And that feels like it lends itself well to the rest of the body. But I encourage you to develop some type of new moon ritual to, especially if you're new to a pagan lifestyle and trying to make it a part of your everyday, honoring the way we move around the sun, honoring the way the moon impacts us, and just acknowledging that we're a part of something bigger energetically that is, I think, at the heart of a pagan lifestyle. So honoring those changes in the season, those changes in the lunar cycle, I think are great. So yeah, anything that you can come up with that feels special to you, I think works. All right. But that's kind of like what I'm feeling from the new moon in Aquarius energy. And I'm not an astrologer, but we always talk about it because it comes up in the cards, and it obviously, especially because we're doing zodiac readings, really plays on how you might be feeling or events even in your life in the next couple of weeks. So I always talk about it, but find yourself a real astrologer, because yo no soy, um, and and get some good deep guidance on that stuff. But I try to attune myself to what's going on with the moon, and that's what's happening there. Um, Planets are going direct. I think by the end of the month, all the planets are going to direct. Interestingly, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus or Uranus. Is it Uranus? And Uranus is going direct, I think, tomorrow. And I'm not sure, but it might be the last. You guys tell me, it might be the last planet in this series of retrograde planets going direct. Not sure, but I do know that by the end of the month, all of them will be direct. And I'm just like, it's go time. It's go season. And I've been hearing a lot of people be like, 2023, yo, this is the year. And we do that every freaking year. I mean, come on, right? Every year we're like, 2021, come on, 2022, come on, this is the year. But I do feel like there's something very special about 2023 for like the mass collective, and for a lot of individuals that I know. So I think it's cool. Yeah, I know, right? We're so immature. But I think I don't even know if it's really pronounced Uranus. I just think that we have to pronounce it Uranus in this day and age because we're not mature enough to say it the other way and like not giggle. So we have to say no, it's Uranus. But I don't know, because that's not what I see when I see that word. So um yeah, I think that's what's going on astrologically that I'm paying attention to. So, you know, take advantage of the energy. You know what I'm saying? Big things are going on, is how I feel about it. I'm very excited about the next couple of weeks for myself. I mean, and for you too, but like mostly for myself. Ooh, okay. Jalissa's dropping some more astrological info for us. She says what's really interesting about Aquarius is that in antiquity it was ruled by Saturn, right? You guys may not know, things have changed in the planetary rulerships, and Saturn is dead ass in Aquarius. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Okay, yes. See, I like that type of stuff, and say what you want. All I have noticed is that when I pay attention to things like that in my life, I see these patterns reflecting. And so it's like, thank you for explaining that, Jalissa, because it makes even more sense to me. It's just me, but it makes even more sense to me why I feel so aligned right now. And I mean, like riding on a high, like really so excited and motivated and inspired about all the stuff we're doing here at the shop, all the stuff we're doing with the coven, like the book we're reading for the book club, I'm loving. I'm just like, everything is just like, yes. I'm good. Very, very helpful there. Yes, Jalissa's got mad wisdom and mad skills, yo. I'm using her one of her face oils on this scar that I had on my neck, and it's clearing up. Jalissa's multi-skilled. The age of Aquarius is upon us. Yes, Uranus is the last one. Oh, thank heavens. Okay, so that happens tomorrow, y'all, and Uranus rules Aquarius. So it's just like, to me, it's beautiful energy. I definitely radiate that out to you guys and pray that you're all feeling that way too. So just a reminder that we are raising money today for an outdoor sign for HQ to help people know that we are here. We do not have a traditional storefront. We're located inside of an office building on the first floor, but you got to look for us a little bit. And an outdoor sign would really help us to advertise that we are here. $100 will help us to get the physical sign and the little like side sign for the inside of the lobby. So your super chats today or anything that you might donate on the website are going towards getting that sign. Okay, we will still have to design the poster, and we will still need to have that like printed, like the 2 posters for the sign. But $100 will go a long way in helping us to at least get the frame and the little mini sign and the chain that we need to like tie it down and all that good stuff. So that is where your super chats will be going. So I definitely encourage you and say thank you in advance. If any of today's messages resonate with you, please do leave a super chat. If you're watching this on a replay, you can leave what is now called a super thanks, which is basically a super chat after the chat has ended. So you can still support us even if you're watching this a bajillion years into the oblivion. And for more ways to support us, like merchandise from the shop and donating supplies we need, like toilet paper and pens, you can go to the website, bronxwitch.com. The ways to support page has lots of ideas. So thank you guys so much. And of course, the biggest way you can support HQ is just by coming here. We have so many amazing events going on. Next week, we have donation-based sound bowl healing from our resident crystal energy witch, Alexis, that I'm like so excited for. Then we have a witchy single mingle party that we are throwing. Yes. So if you are looking for your next bae, your next witchy boo, or even just your witchy best friend, you don't have to be single, and you don't have to necessarily be super down to mingle. But it's going to be a swanky kind of get together here at the shop right before Valentine's Day. We're going to have wine. We're going to have a DJ. It's going to be very vibey. So, come and mingle with your local singles in the witchy community. We have an intro to herbalism class being taught by our shop apprentice, Chelsea, and all of her incredible medicinal knowledge. That's going to be amazing. And then we have Reiki classes at the end of the month. Yes, including a free workshop where you can get a free mini Reiki session and see what it's all about. So lots of cool stuff going on at the shop. If you live in New York, if you live in Jersey, if you live in Connecticut, you have no excuse. You have no excuse. You know why you have no excuse? I don't want to hear any of your comments about how, I live, I can't get, I don't want to hear any of that. Shout out to Valentonia, who lives in Miami and came to New York for the first time ever for no other reason but to come to the shop. She also brought like samples of her soap and like other things. But yeah, came here from Miami. So shout out to Valentonia. I don't know if she's here today. I haven't seen her in the comments yet. But I don't want to hear your excuses. Okay? If you live in the tri-state area and you can't get here and people can get here from Miami, I don't want to hear it, Smokey Santiago. I don't want to hear it. I've been to Colorado. I know it's not impossible to get there and back. No, I'm kidding, obviously. But yeah, plenty of other ways to support. And let's make sure that HQ grows so that there can be an HQ in everybody's city. You know what I mean? Like, let's be the Starbucks of witchy places. They'll just be everywhere. You can't go anywhere without seeing one. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to South Carolina. My family's from Charleston. Yes. Oh, hey, Val, you are here. Yes. Yes, come visit. Marianne, where there's a will, there's a way, honey. Okay? Australia, it's not the moon. You can do it. If you come to New York from Australia to come to my shop, I will come to Australia to visit you. Not that you really want me to come visit you. I should probably ask that first if you want me to visit you, and then I'll be like, I will come back to Australia with you. Thank you, Jalissa. Yes, you joined the coven. I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of myself for the book club selection. Not gonna lie, I'm very excited about the books that I chose. I think it's gonna be an absolutely awesome year. We're starting off with How to Study Magic by Sarah Lyons. And I had a feeling it was going to be good. Obviously I've given these books some, either I got preview copies from the publisher or I've done some research to look into what it's about. And so I already had good vibes about the book just from like reading the introduction and also just from the concept. We have a lot of books about how to practice magic, but a book about how to go about studying or learning about a type of magic, like what you need to know foundationally before you go into certain types of magic, I think is a very smart and refreshing thing. And then Sarah Lyons' writing style is very refreshing. It's very casual. It's very approachable. It does not go too deep into anything, but it doesn't feel surface. And we'll talk about this more in book club meeting on Monday. But it doesn't feel surface to me. You know what I mean? It's very simple. And it doesn't provide a world of depth of anything, which typically would be really annoying to me in a witch book. I'd be like, okay, this is just like Googleable information, but not this at all. Every little chapter, I'm just like, you're very much thirsty for more, to learn more about those types of magic. So loving it so far, easy read, which is nice. And then we move into Powerful Juju by Najah Lightfoot, because we read Good Juju last year. So I thought it would be good to go into that. Centers around goddess work, which people ask about a lot. And then March's book is Mastering Magic by Matt Oren. We read Psychic Witch last year, so this is the next book. And knowing how Matt approaches things and seeing how he approached Psychic Witch, I'm excited for this because Psychic Witch really was like a hardcore foundational, how to connect with intuitive energy, how to connect with psychic energy type of book. No spells really or anything like that. This was like meditations and mental exercises and what does it mean to visualize and what does it mean to see energy and how do we move it. Really important. So I'm excited to see him now task us with moving into actual spell casting. Because I definitely think for those of you who are in the book club who maybe aren't casting spells yet, aren't working magic yet, you're still very much just learning. I think that book is going to really get you going, I think. Then I think after that is A Calabash of Cowries. I'm so excited about by Louisa Tish. Read Jambalaya years ago. It's considered a hoodoo classic. Super important book for me. Love it. And I think it was written like 30 years ago. And I don't know that she's written other books. So we're getting another book from Louisa Tish. And I'm excited about that. Good stuff. We're going to end the year on a strong foot. We're going to be reading The Altar Within by Juliet Diaz, and taking all of this knowledge that we learn over the year and ask ourselves, how do we apply it to dismantling maybe some of the dogma or some of the stuck stuff within ourselves that we carry from life before paganism. Yeah. It is hardcore, I would say. I would say that Psychic Witch was hardcore. I think you can do it as a beginner if you're the type of beginner who really has the patience to really just work on the mental, energetic side before you start like buying stuff and casting stuff. I think if you're excited about witchcraft and you like want to get the candles and you want to get the stuff and you want to be like doing spells and things like that, that you're going to be struggle through Psychic Witch because you're going to be too impatient. But obviously, I would recommend you start there. I have a couple videos here on YouTube where I talk about how to spell cast and what it means when you cast a spell, and some exercises for practicing, like visualization and manifesting, which is sort of the same, but not, they overlap. And in that, I talk about how I don't recommend you start casting spells until you get that part down, just because if you start casting spells a little too early and they are not successful, then that will only increase your self-doubt. And it's like every time you do it, that doubt bubble is bigger and bigger. You know what I mean? Sometimes I think it's worth it to really put yourself in a good position to get something right the first time so that you never have to go through that process of overcoming your own self-doubt. But once you try something and it doesn't go right the first time, now there's a crack in your foundation of self-doubt. So if you want to do yourself a favor in the long term and you're just starting magic, I would task yourself with starting a book like Psychic Witch and doing the exercises and really sticking with them. It will make any spell casting that you attempt after that go so much easier because you'll have mastered that psychic element. So anyway, we are just chit-chatting and chit-chatting. We have cards to pull. Yes. So last time we experimented with doing zodiac sign readings. We loved it. I loved it. You let me know if you loved it, but I think we loved it. So I think we're going to keep going with that. My candle's almost done. So I think we're going to keep going with that a little bit. I think the collective readings are helpful, but narrowing it down to zodiac signs, I think, is even more helpful. And then if you want to narrow things down even more, then you can always book a private reading with me here at the shop or virtually if you can't get here. And if you are tinkering around on my website, bronxwitch.com, I recommend you guys that you stop by the Meet the Witches page and read up on the other witches that are working here. Because I know that, obviously you guys are Bronx Witch folks and you guys know me. But the witches that work here are incredible. Alexis basically has just read my crystal game for filth because like half the crystals that I love turns out are like either fake or like not what I thought they were. And I'm like, oh my God. Every time she opens her mouth, I learn so much. But she's like an expert on crystals and color therapy. Just incredible. She does her Reiki sessions with these infrared heated crystal mats that you lay on with like amethyst and quartz inside of them. She's just really dope. You know what I mean? And all the witches here that are working here are incredible. So don't think that if you want to support the shop with a reading or a session that you have to come to me. I have chosen 4 awesome ass witches to work with, and I stand beside, all of them as being really capable. So read up on them, check them out. And while you cannot book them for virtual appointments through the shop, because we just don't have like the equipment for that yet, they all have their own individual like websites and services that they offer outside of the shop as well. So on the Meet the Witches page, there's a button to book with them through the shop, the services that we offer. But there's also a book to connect with them outside of HQ, and you can learn more about like products they make and books they've written, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. All right, guys. If I stop looking at the comments and start getting into the messages, I just want to thank you in advance for your super chats going towards our outdoor sign for HQ so people can find us. And I'm going to start probably at the top with Aries. But I feel called to pull an oracle card first. And I actually haven't even chosen a deck. I'm going to let it like come to me. I think I'm going to do the same thing that I did last time because like a few decks are calling to me. So I think I'm just going to pull out these 3 decks and then grab them. I don't have space. Grab them for each sign, depending on how I feel, is what I think I'm going to do. But our oracle message here is hope. Hope. And the first thing that I heard when I saw this card was hope springs eternal. Hope is a little bit different from faith, or very different from faith, I would say. Whenever I think, this is personal to me, this is not like coming through as a message necessarily. When I think about hope, I think about a little bit of like being a victim, which might sound a little bit harsh, but what I mean by that is hope feels very much like this figure in the card where you're kind of like postulating, is that a word? But like putting yourself in like a posture of like, I need intervention, like, and whatever maybe will be. It's not a position of like control. It's not a position of creating. It's not a position of being like, I am making this happen, or I know that this will be. So hope to me is a little bit softball. So that's like a personal reaction that I have to it. But I feel drawn to pay more attention to the lemons in the tree and the bird in the tree. And this tree, even though it's young, it's definitely not like a little thing under Good morning, Addie. Thank you for the toilet paper. We were talking about that earlier. Addie gave a donation of supplies from the Amazon registry. And she sent us toilet paper. Thank you. We can never have too much. Yes, it is giving the star after tower moment kind of a feeling, where everything has kind of crumbled and things are starting over. But it feels a little bit more further along the path, so it feels like a lot of folks are going to be starting over or feeling the energy of starting over, but it doesn't feel so beginner, so brand new. Sometimes when we start over, it's because we're like newbies in the game. We don't know what we're doing. We're really lacking in experience. This doesn't feel like that. I feel like this tree is like a second, third year tree. It didn't just spring up. It might have new fruit on it because it's that season. It's just gone through the winter, but it's not a new tree. It's been down this road before. It's learned some things. It's a little bigger. It's a little wiser. It's a little stronger. So this new moon in Aquarius, this hopeful energy doesn't feel like starter hope. This feels like we've learned a lot of lessons from kind of going through this process on these same topics before. But this time around, really being ready for that start. I feel like for me, life is like a spiral or like an onion. It's not that when you're healing from something or you're progressing from something that you do it in like a straight line. It's like you make a little progress and then you come back down. Then you make more progress the next time and then you come back down. But maybe you come back down a little bit less this time and then you make some more progress and then and it's like that. It's all of these like peaks and valleys that go up and down. So this feels like we're coming out of a valley and we're reaching a peak, but it's not the first peak in this rotation. Okay. So that might seem really like vague or whatever, but that's the collective energy. So it's got to be vague, I think. But hope is our message. So can you see that? Oh, look at that. Yay. Okay. All right. Hey, Andrea. How are you, darling? How are you? I hope you saw that we are having Reiki certification classes at the end of February here at the shop. Dr. Capshu will be back for classes. So I know you had expressed some interest in those. I hope to see you. So Aries is calling on the Wiser deck. This is the Wiser deck. So let's ask what this message of hope is related to for this new moon. What are we starting over? Purging, cleansing, going forward, taking action. Aries, we are focusing on money and our mindset of lack, which I'm very happy to see is turning around for you. We have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, and the message that's coming through here is that this new moon is about starting over financially, starting over in terms of not just the physical aspect of it, but how you think about money and the relationship that you have to money. Realizing that this feels like there may be individuals in your life or situations that are draining your money and up until now have not been particularly supportive. They may have been reckless with your finances or expecting you to take care of them, expecting you to provide. And it feels like you have finally figured out how to like shake that individual or shake that situation loose, and start taking care of yourself financially in a whole different way. And it's like you've tried this before. You've definitely been on this path before. You've tried to do some budgeting or cut some things out. But like I said, with the hope message that's impacting all of us, this new start is in some ways not a new start, because it's just a new start on a topic that you've already been working on. So this time is going to be different. This time you are going to make a lot more progress financially and do a lot better for yourself, because you're realizing that the changes that you need to make, maybe just unfortunately cannot be made while in this situation or while still involved with this or these individuals that are interfering with you making better choices for yourself financially. So we're turning that around, and hope springs eternal in terms of your finances and your sense of wealth. This also feels like self-worth too. So for most people, it feels like it's financial, like in money, like you're working on your money stuff. But it also feels like for some people, this is just about self-worth and valuing yourself, and being around people or in situations where the efforts that you would like to make in order to work on that just kind of can't be done because they just don't allow for that. So that is what we're turning around for this new moon, starting over with our finances and our sense of worth. Out the gate kind of strong, Aries. Out the gate kind of strong. All right. I think we're staying in this deck for Taurus. Yes. Taurus, sun, moon, rising. This new moon, what does the message of hope mean for you? Okay. So Taurus, we have the devil. Again, another reversal in the reverse. Hope for new career prospects, hope for new job opportunities, hope for just like level ups in general. This is very much a level up. It's a spiritual level up, but it also feels like a career type of a level up. So like spiritually, it feels like you are letting go of negative attachments or even addictions that you have known for a while need to go, or that, compulsive behaviors or toxic environments that you just can't seem to like rid your codependency of, you've known for a while need to be uprooted, out of your life. But now you have all of the energy and alignment to actually get something done. And it feels like you've really taken advantage of the retrogrades, especially Mercury in retrograde, to not talk about this with people just yet, and to keep it to yourself. But now is the time to go ahead and have those conversations and, let people know that it's time to go or move on from that. This feels like a toxic work environment. So I'm wondering how many Tauruses out there feel like they're in work environments that are not supportive, that maybe they have just gotten really comfortable with and used to, but need to break free from. You've been thinking about that for a while, and the energy is right to shake yourself free of that. And for some of you, it's a spiritual awakening about your own patterns. Could be work related patterns, but just like life patterns, habits, things that you've just done a certain way for a long time, realizing that they aren't actually benefiting you or you don't need them anymore. And you're ready to evolve into something different, which might involve making some sacrifices, because Taurus, you like to be comforted and well fed, and you like to indulge in the pleasures and the vices of life. Um, but you might be realizing that it might be time to put some of that on pause, so that this spiritual awakening that you've been talking about, that you've been wanting, that you've been longing for, can actually happen. It is going to require sacrifice of some things that you probably enjoy very, very much. But the time is right for it. So if you want it to stick, now would be a good time to go ahead and do that. Okay. Start that diet, start that detox, go to rehab, get a therapist, all that stuff. Oh, you are so welcome, Grace. Thank you for trusting me with that. All right, Gemini. Gemini feels like the True Heart Tarot deck, the Rachel True deck. Gemini. Gemini, we have the wheel in reverse. Okay, so, maybe the feeling around this is like not so excited. I'm sorry, Gemini. I'm sorry, Gemini, because I know I was saying like, everything pointing in going direct, and like, the Aquarian energy of the new moon, it all feels really exciting, but you might not be in the most excited of place, Gemini. It's a sun, moon, or rising. Because it really feels like a downturn here in terms of like how you're feeling. I feel like seasonal affect disorder. I don't know why that just came through, but like it feels sort of like you are still very much in the winter season. You're not feeling as energized or energetic as others. There may be some things going on in your life. This transition that is happening is maybe hitting you a little harder than you would like. Because life is the spiral, like I said, or the onion. We go around and we go around, and you having to like go back through whatever you're going through or revisit this stuff is kind of like pulling you down a little bit. So it's going to maybe take a little bit more energy from you to really feel the new moon push and feel the desire to start over, because you're kind of like still in the depths of it. I would recommend for you, Gemini, some unsolicited advice you didn't ask me for, but in case you're curious, you might really benefit from some type of like drawing down the moon type of a ritual. So if you don't know what that is, drawing down the moon is a ritual we do where we basically call down the moon's energy into a bowl of water, pot of water, chalice, and we drink that or we bathe in it, what have you. And we call the divine goddess's energy into the body of water. And that energy is based on where the moon is astrologically and the energy that it is in. So with the moon in Aquarius, we would be calling down that Aquarian energy into a vessel of water to then take it into ourselves, to embody that energy ourselves. I have a video on this channel about how to do a drawing down the moon ritual. You can find it in a lot of books on witchcraft, Wicca in particular. And it can be very, very simple, or it can be more elaborate. But that is a way, it's often done on the full moon, but you can do it whenever. And that's a way to pull that energy into yourself, because I feel like you're maybe not feeling it so much. So if you can pull that energy down into your self, you can turn that energy around and maybe feel a little bit more excited about rebelling, changing, transforming, embarking on this next turn. Because the wheel is turning, it's just maybe at one of the lower parts right now. Smokey Santiago does for the excitement of this next chapter. Yeah. The Guardian hasn't given me much choice but to be excited. I like that positive energy. Full spectrum lights. Yeah, here in the shop, I use like those glow lights they use for plants in the lamps. Because I'm like, well, I need those nutrients, right? So I'm going to be indoors in the shop all day. So we have like sun lamps everywhere. Okay, all right. I think I'm moving on from this deck. And I reached for these conjure cards by Jake Richards, which I really love. They are so beautiful, but I don't work with them that much. So I'm kind of glad that they jumped out at me today because they're so pretty. So Cancer, you are going to get the conjure cards by Jake Richards. These come with a little book. They're playing cards, which I'm still very much learning how to read. And playing cards are a little more difficult because the meanings of the cards are very regional. So they're more of either you stick with like a particular region's interpretations or you use them really intuitively is what I'm kind of learning about them. So there's a little book I'll be going to for further exploration of the card. For the Cancer, what are we hoping for Cancer, new moon? Do we have any Cancers? Sun, moon, or rising? Valentonia is a Cancer. Ooh. All right, Cancer. We have the Ace of Hearts, which has a bird's nest with little blue eggs in them. So I'm curious about what the eggs are. Oh, it's a robin's nest. It's a robin's nest, Ace of Hearts. This card represents the house and home, something new. In a reading of love, it shows romance. With diamonds, it shows money and friends. With clubs, social agreements. With spades, it shows disagreements. So this is a card about being at home, letting us know that for you guys, Cancer, that's interesting because Cancer is a sign associated with the house and with the home. So the hope message that's coming through is about restarts and renewal in your house or home. You might be reconsidering the people that live there because I'm feeling very strongly the energy of the bird's nest. It's like, it's time for you to go, little birdie. You know, as soon as you guys hatch, you know, you're there for a little while. You're very dependent on me and I'm here to provide for you. But one of the better things that I can do is to let you go. So Cancer, you might have been dealing for a while with deciding whether or not everybody who lives in your space or enjoys your space should be there. You might have folks in your life who are very dependent on you financially or otherwise. And you're realizing that people maybe need to be kicked out of the nest, so to speak, you know what I mean? And that there needs to be a reevaluation of like how your home is arranged and set up. And you've been through this before. You've like made attempts to make these changes before. But this time around, you have a lot more strength, a lot more maturity, a lot more wisdom. You're going to be able to stand your ground better and you're going to be able to like, it feels expansive. You're going to be able to spread your wings more. You know, you'll have more room in the nest and you're going to be more willing to kind of kick out whatever does not need to be there. So the energy is very right for that. So if you've been wondering, is now the time for me to tell my, you know, teenage son that he's got to move out or whatever the case may be? Yes, I would definitely say this is a yes to that. Yes, says Valentonia. Missy says, this is the second time I get the message to draw down the moon. I think I will tonight. I would not let it get to the third time. Call in that Aquarian energy. Let it help you. You know, Uranus is the planet of electricity and big change and, you know, switching directions. So if you're planning to do that or you already did that, you could probably benefit from that support. Spread your wings. Hi, Sukanya. We're doing zodiac readings right now. For private readings, you can book something with me. Oh, you're on the last page of your BronxWitch Collective Tarot Journal that you started in 2021. Oh my gosh. That's amazing, Betty. That's amazing. Congrats. Alysha, welcome. We're doing live zodiac readings. These are free. You can drop a super chat if the message resonates with you. We are raising money for a outdoor sign for my shop here in the Bronx, New York. And you can donate as much as you feel. All right, Leo. Leo is next. Leo wants to go back to the Wiser deck. That's okay, Sukanya. Stick around. Get to know folks. Welcome. Leo, what is your message? Hope for the new moon in Aquarius. What are you hoping for? Leo, we have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so you're definitely waiting on some payouts. Definitely waiting on some payouts. It feels like there's been like a holdup on money, a holdup on cash reserves, resources, things coming your way, and it's like the dam is breaking free. Things are breaking forward, and we're going to be able to like really enjoy some opportunities. So you might get that in the form of a promotion that you've been waiting for, like a raise that you've been waiting for. It might be some type of winnings, earnings. You might have been applying for scholarships, that type of thing, and it's been a little bit slow, a little bit waiting. This might be another time in your life that you've gone through this similar cycle of feeling like there's so much prosperity just like on the other side of something, but that something like just not moving and having a lot of like blockage around it and worrying about what that is all about. It feels like there were lessons that you needed to learn financially, that you needed to learn. This is like money and also body. So like earth, I'm just feeling, this is the feeling that I have. I'm trying to put it into words for you guys, but it feels like earth related things. So money is related to earth, but also our physical bodies are related to earth. So for some of you, this message is about money and finances. And for some of you, it's about your physical health and things like that. There are issues about your physical health or things around your physical health that you've wanted to address, that you've wanted to get moving on, that you've maybe waited for opportunities for. So transplant, maybe, oh gosh, maybe waiting for stuff like that, like news of a transplant or news of a type of surgery that wasn't available before, or medicine that wasn't available before, or having the money to afford those surgeries or procedures that you weren't before, that is all starting to clear up now. And that energy is starting to move forward. So that feels very hopeful and very exciting. It feels like you had to learn some lessons either about money or about your physical body in order for you to be able to really enjoy those the opportunities and blessings and abundance that's coming. Because if you didn't, you would have like squandered it. You would have wasted it. You wouldn't have applied it the way you needed to. We ask for things like money all the time, right? Everybody's asking for that. We're always asking for more money. But how many of us can really say that we would know how to use it when we got it, so that we didn't end up just without it again in a little bit of time? I'm a Leo, so this message resonates very deeply with me. Money has been something that's always come and gone for me. And I've always felt like, oh, that's how money should be. You should be not clinging on to it. Money, like, who cares? Like, I don't need to hoard money. It comes to me so I can do things with it. But when I look back, I have to be honest that sometimes I've said that to myself as an excuse for not being responsible with money and justifying spending it on things that I truly didn't need, or things like that. So getting a whole bunch of money when you're in that state is going to be worthless because you're just going to blow it. You know what I mean? Getting a gastric bypass surgery when you haven't addressed your eating habits is not going to be as successful in the long term as it would be if you learned the lesson of how to eat better or how to incorporate exercise into your life. So that's what this card is saying. Like, you had to learn some messages, you had to learn some lessons about how to actually handle these opportunities coming your way. And now that you've learned that, this time when you get it, you'll be able to take advantage and not throw it away today. So, that's good news. The roads are opening for that. So there's a little bit of hope there because you might feel a little bit like impatient about it. So it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Okay. Yes. Yes, Nuri. Thank you, Regina. Oh, you're in a wedding today? Wow. Have fun. Congratulations to the couple. And thank you so much for a donation to the sign. Yes. Oh my gosh. I think there were some super chats before I came in the room, so I'm not sure the total, but I think we're somewhere near like $40 towards the sign, you guys. So thank you so much. Thank you, Cherish. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yes, let's get to 100, guys. That would be amazing. We'll get the frame, okay? And then I have to work on designing the sign, which I have learned is something I am not good at. I am no designer. So I'm either going to ask the shop witches today at our new moon dinner if any of them wants to volunteer to put together a sign for the outside, or I'm going to have to go like the Fiverr route and like hire somebody, which will be more money. But again, like I said, we'll talk about that some other time. Today, we're just focused on let's get the frame. So we have something to put the sign in. Afterpay is the devil. I've never used it, but I can imagine. Thank you so much, Cherish Mon. Cherish Mon. Bye, Regina. Hey, Virgo wants to stay in this deck. Virgo. Hey, Virgo. Okay, so we have this card again, but this time in the upright. Virgo, we have the 5 of Pentacles. So another money message, another self-worth message. But this time we're talking more about like moving forward. It's kind of like maybe, was it Aries that pulled the 5 of Pentacles in reverse? It's kind of like the opposite of Aries in that, not the opposite, but like you're further along in that process of reevaluating your finances. I think probably because of your natural tendency to be a little bit more organized and critical and able to analyze and come up with like solutions and put things in order and stuff like that. You've done a better job maybe than Aries of organizing yourself so that you are able to support yourself and others, even if you don't have a lot. Like you don't necessarily have a lot to work with, but you've been fairly good about allocating what you do have in a responsible way and all of that stuff. And so for you, it's like taking another step beyond that and realizing that help is all around you. This is more of a, not like a warning message, but like an instruction message for you, Virgo. Like you are very capable of doing a lot for yourself. Yes. You are very self-sustaining, very self-sufficient. However, you don't have to do everything yourself. Okay. You don't have to do everything yourself. And yes, you're doing well enough, but it's important to realize that there are safe havens all around you. There are folks who have resources and shelter and provisions and things that can put you in an even better position, but you are going to have to like stop and look around you. It's like a horse with blinders. Like for up until this new moon, you've been so focused on just taking care of yourself and doing everything for yourself that you haven't really stopped to say and ask yourself, like, wait, are there resources around me? Are there things around me that I didn't even notice that could be helping me with this, or people or programs or what have you that could be helping you with this? So for you, it's important to realize that asking for help is not a weakness, first of all. And second of all, it is okay to stop and pause, like just for a second, just for like a quick second, just to give things a once over and look around for other opportunities. Okay. Don't worry. You're not going to like totally fall behind the gun if you spend a day, looking for programs to get into, or if you dedicate some time, to finding mentorship or a partner or something who can be advising you. I don't think you're going to have to look hard, and you're not going to have to look far. So it's not going to take you a lot of time whatsoever. So give yourself that opportunity, because you'd actually be in a better position if you took advantage of the help that is out there for you. You don't have to navigate this period of your life totally by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So look into that. Pause and look into that. Okay. And this feels like it's a part of a bigger question for you, which is the asking for help thing and working with others. I just got the feeling of like not liking group activities, not liking working with others. You're gonna have to get over that a little bit and do it, because it'll make things much easier for you. Okay, so this is a part of you learning, growing, learning how to be a part of a collective and not be so, one man show about it all the time. Yes, Virgo Moon. Smokey, you might want to also, while you're working on that budget and, taking all of those steps, look into resources and partnerships around you that could really benefit you. There may be some group activities and things that you wouldn't want to do that might give you even more support in your financial goals. Oh, wow, Luis, I'm just seeing your Leo message about waiting for surgery and making those changes as you approach it. Yeah, so it feels like that is coming. But there were things that you had to learn and things that you had to do in order for that opportunity to really stick. You know what I mean? So it might have been taking care of your diet, taking care of yourself physically was something you needed to learn before you get that surgery. Otherwise, that surgery maybe wouldn't be as successful. So that's why you've had to wait. But the good news is you're getting it. Like you're getting it, the idea of the bigger lesson, which means the universe can now bring you the surgery. Good, Smokey. Yay. That happened last week, where like all the advice that was coming through was everybody was like, I'm already doing that. Yes. Oh, thank you, Julissa. I just saw your sign. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will definitely let you know. If your partner helps with that sign, that might be too intense for the people. That might be too deep. The sign outside might be too deep. People might be outside like changing their lives on the sign. All right. I think we're at Libra. Yes. Libra, cruising along here. Libra. Yes, that is very helpful. Learning about taxes. They should teach us that in school. What's going on here, Libra? Libra, you're in the True Heart deck. Libra, you pulled your card, my dear. Libra has the Justice card, which is a card that relates to the sign of Libra. So this feels really, really, really nice. Really, really nice. Very aligned. Whatever it is that you are going through, it feels good. And it feels a little bit like justice. It feels like it's, I heard just desserts, getting your just desserts. Kind of holding people to task has been a good idea. I feel like your message was a little bit about that last in the full moon, about like calling people out. I don't know if any of the Libras are in the building and were here last time, but I feel like your message had to do with like calling people out, calling people to task, maybe people in your work environment, or who just in whatever way have maybe been exerting their authority over you or not being fair in the way that they have treated you. And it was like the full moon was all about formulating your plan of attack, your plan of action, your picking your words and things like that. And it's like now you get the chance to say what's on your mind, and make sure that you get the justice that you deserve, or get whatever attention. It does feel like praise, like the lights in her basket feel like spotlights, kind of, or direction and guidance, like guiding lights. But getting that light shined on the situation, calling people's attention. I feel like this is like when somebody at work sends an email and they pretend that they didn't realize it was like reply all or whatever. You know what I mean? And they make it obvious to everybody in the office that like the person they were talking to like isn't doing their work, or is slacking on the job, not giving direction right, or whatever, and it brings it to everybody else's attention. And then people are able to be like, oh, wait, we deal with this too. Or like people finally get to see what that person is all about. So I feel like you have a situation like that going on, Libra, where you're calling people to task, or people are getting called out, and situations are being highlighted, and illuminated, for you. And that's making you feel really aligned, a lot stronger, a lot more comfortable where you are. A lot more stable, and light about the situation. So that's really good. I think it's been helpful for you to let yourself sit and think about it for a while. And so it's a good thing that you've kept things to yourself up until now, because that's given time for things to really play out to your best benefit. Okay, so this starting over type of energy, or this hopeful energy that you've had, seems like it's actually going to be fruitful. It's going to pay off, and people are going to see things for what they really are and get the right message. Libra. Scorpio. I think we're going to stick with the True Heart deck for Scorpio. And don't forget, guys, if these messages resonate with you for your sun, moon, or rising sign, don't hesitate to leave a super chat or super thanks. You are helping me to raise $100 so that we can get an A-frame sign for outside of the shop, so people know that we are here. If you're watching this on a replay, you can leave a super thanks, or you can go to our website, bronxwitch.com, and click on the ways to support page. Leave a donation there too. Scorpio. Scorpio, the Five of Swords. I love this card. This is my favorite parts of this deck, all these eye motifs. This is a very different Five of Swords. It's really cool to have the eye like really huge and have the swords be on the inside. And it's almost like am I seeing a reflection of what's happening outside of myself, or is this about what's going on inside myself? And it feels like this is about a lot of worrying thoughts within yourself. So up until this new moon, there's been a lot of like internal battle going on. You know, your thoughts have been contradicting themselves, and it's been hard for you to settle on a course of action because you feel equally in one way as you do in the other way. And I think that's because you're maybe confusing your feelings for your thoughts a little bit. Both of those things, by the way, are liars. I just want to say this is the True Heart deck by Rachel True. Both of those things are liars. Our feelings and our thoughts are all lies. Okay. And what I mean by that is our brain is programmed to lie to us, and so are our eyes. Our feelings are nothing more than chemical responses in our body to like hormones and different things that are happening. And our thoughts are similar. They are manufactured by our brain in order to fill in the dots between the things that our eyes thinks that it is seeing. So our emotions and our thoughts both lie to us all the time, and they don't mean us any harm. They're trying to make sure that we survive. But that gives a distorted view of reality. So if you can, try to step not just outside of your own feelings, but your own thoughts, and really tap into just the quietness of your spirit. This feels like meditation is something that you may have been thinking of starting or trying to get more serious about. And this new moon would lend itself really well to starting like a meditation ritual or meditation routine. Okay, so if you've been thinking about that, I would start that now, because there'll be a lot of supportive energy astrologically to kind of keep you going with that, and it will probably stick for you, because what is needed to kind of turn the energy of this card around is for you to get out of your own feelings and thoughts and go into that peaceful place that your spirit exists in, to see what's in alignment there. Because you're doing a lot of like, what makes me feel good? And you're doing a lot of like, what makes sense logically? And neither of those things actually are really helping you right now, because reality is distorted around both. Okay. Making decisions based on your feelings doesn't make a lot of sense, because those are just chemical responses in your body. And making decisions on your thoughts doesn't make a lot of sense, because your brain lies to you. So you want to make decisions from a place of spirit. What does your internal, eternal spirit, the energy that you are, the part of you that has been here for all of existence, that has had many bodies, that will be here after this body is gone, what does that part of you feel in, not feel, but is in alignment with? What is the vibration there? Because if you can tune yourself into that, then it will be easier for you to identify what things in your physical life vibrate similarly. All right. So quieting our thoughts and understanding what our emotions actually are is important. It's going to help you to be able to put those to the side and ask yourself, where is my spirit vibrating in regard to this? That's a much deeper question, and a question that you are going to want to tackle, so that you can take advantage of this new moon in Aquarius energy and move forward. It feels like you're not moving forward right now. That's okay. It's that hopeful place of that clarity is coming. But if you've been asking yourself the question of, where do I find that clarity, or how do I find it? The answer would be in some type of a meditative practice, to get away from your own thoughts and away from your own feelings. You might also benefit from a specific type of spiritual bath called a head washing. So it's like a spiritual bath, but literally for your head. It's usually done with white baths. Actually, our cleansing kit can help you to build that. It has pretty much everything that you need to build a white bath, except you would probably want to add white flowers and coconut's milk or goat's milk, some type of white milk, to that bath as well. But all the other ingredients are in our ritual cleansing kit, and you can bless it using the instructions that we have in there. And that can make a very simple but powerful head washing for yourself. Lay over a basin or in your bathtub with your head face forward and your hair falling forward, and wash that blessed mixture. If you're doing a drawing down the moon, I think Missy was talking about this, you might want to make a bath and draw down the moon into that bath. So draw in that divine feminine and Aquarius energy and wash your head with that. Wrap your head up, don't dry, just wrap it up and sit in meditation and let that Aquarius energy really permeate who you are, and help you get outside of your feelings, outside of your emotions, and just say, how do I vibrate with this energy? And then when you're done with that meditation, look around and see what's vibrating on the same frequency. Nuri, you're working on a meditation practice. Yes, the quiet inside is what you want to connect with. So you may not quite be ready yet for a bath, but I would encourage it. Did you get one of our cleansing kits when you were here? Do we have them ready yet? We are open today till 5 if you want to pop by and grab one. But that'll get you started. And then you can just grab some white flowers, maybe some milk. Draw down the moon, call in that Aquarian energy into the bath, leave your candles burning, and then use it to clear your head. Oh yeah, come and get one, girl. They're ready now. They're right behind me. Okay, I think we are at Sagittarius now. Sagittarius, we are going to the Conjure cards. Yes, you might have to come by. You'll get to meet Leslie. Is she here when you came? I don't think so. You get to meet Leslie. Shop Witch Leslie. And depending on when you get here, maybe some of the other witches too, because our dinner's at 5:30, but they'll probably get here a little earlier than that. Sagittarius, hello. Sagittarius, we have the Two of Hearts, another Hearts card. The Two of Hearts, and this is in the upright. It's the horseshoe. This is the card of the lovers. The Two of Hearts shows an exchange based on the circumstances of the reading, whether a kiss, money, handshake, and so forth. It can also represent a deep relationship with another, including family. So Sagittarius, hope for you is definitely involving your intimate connections in your home. This Two of Hearts, really the horseshoe is really getting to me. I see a black horse, like stallion horse. It's a very passionate energy. Okay, Sagittarius. This is very intense. It's romantic to the extreme. It's very hot, very spicy. It's very masculine, very viral, like viral, but like vitality, lots of red and black and like Sagittarius. I'm getting a little hot under the collar. I'm not even wearing a collar. My. Yeah, this is very exciting physical energy here. So everybody in the room will be different. Sun, moon, or rising. Your Sagittarius is very, you're like horned up. This feels also like if your Uranus is in Sagittarius. And like I said, I don't know anything about astrology, but for some reason that is coming through. So check your birth chart. And if your Uranus is in Sagittarius. It feels like you are a little, where's your fan? Yeah, where's my fan? Where's my Yoni fan? I might need it. Because yeah, this feels really, really hot, spicy. It feels like connections are being made or connections are being desired. So you may have started a new relationship, or you may be ending a previous one and feel like you're ready to get back out there and start looking. But now there's like a lot of open flow towards like physical intimacy and getting things going. And you are very open and desirous of that. So hope for you with this new moon is like wanting there to be opportunities for you to actually explore that, or for meeting people. So Aquarius energy is great for meeting people. Aquarian energy is all about the collective, all about connections. Pairs well with Gemini energy because it'll just be yap all night long, lots of conversation. So this is great energy to get out there, Sagittarius. If you can do some socializing, if you don't have somebody, but you would like to have somebody, I would definitely look forward to doing some socializing. Sagittarius is in the area. We are having a witchy single mingle on February the 11th. Okay. I would plan on getting out there and making connections with people, because now would be a good time for that. Other people are also feeling open to connections, and if that, is if you can take advantage of that, then you might meet some folks who are down to whatever they're looking to explore, some fun as well. So it might be a good time for like a one night stand, you know what I mean? Or like, do people call that anymore? Is that old school? But like a one night stand, just like a little casual fling, some fun and stuff like that. But if you want to pursue something like that, now is definitely a good time for it. If you're already like linked up in relationships or linked up in intimate partnerships or whatever, there just might be a heightened sense of like friskiness right now. Definitely lean into that and enjoy yourself. And don't forget to wrap it up. Be safe. Okay. Because I just heard that horse is a Trojan horse. You are horned up? Yeah. Your moon sign is doing things? Yes. These are the visions I've been having. Yes, deeply in love with you. Yes, that definitely can be happening for those of you who are in relationships or just not in a space where you're trying to look for other people or anything like that. This could very much be a deep self-love thing. I just saw I just got like a vision of the of like a rose quartz dildo. Some of you might be exploring self-love in a very physical way, exploring your own physical body, physical touch, all of that good stuff. And that's definitely an energy with that card. It's giving like Gemini feelings, and Gemini are the twins. So sometimes we're talking about partnership with others, but sometimes we're talking about with ourselves, the mirror image of ourselves. So for some of you, that will definitely be more of a internal passion, an internal partnership that you are cultivating. I'm thinking about carrying crystal dildos and sex toys in the shop with our crystal collection. What do you guys think about that? Our shop witch Fifi, who is a sex educator, is going to be teaching an intro to sex magic class in March. And whenever any of the witches are teaching classes, I like to make sure we have things in the shop that like could help with the class, or that people after taking the class might want to get for themselves. And I think that would be, they're not cheap though. Like you can get glass ones and things like that, but like actual crystal, as you can imagine, is not cheap. It's like $150 for like a rose quartz dildo. Totally on brand. You think so? I think so. I just want this shop to be like nothing else that the Bronx has ever had. And I remember as a kid always having to go down to Times Square to all of the seedy, gross little sex shops to get like, not as a kid, okay, as like a teenager, young adult, having to go down to like the seedy sex shops to get like vibrators and dildos and good lube and, stuff like that. And they were fun to go to, don't get me wrong. But it would be nice to have like, a crystal shop selling like high-end crystal toys. You know what I'm saying? You would definitely have to go to Manhattan for stuff like that. And I feel like Ricky's. I was just talking about Ricky's the other day, and I was like, you know what? Shame on us for letting Ricky's go out of business. What is wrong with us? Okay, if you don't know what Ricky's is, imagine Hot Topic, but for grown-ups. Okay, so when I was a teenager, if I found myself in a place with a mall, I did a beeline for the Hot Topic. As I got older, that became Ricky's. Ricky's is where you would go to get your manic panic when you just broke up with your boyfriend and you needed to dye your hair red. Okay, it's where you would go for your sex toys, your nipple pasties. For that time you decided to be adventurous and not wear a bra to Halloween. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they went out of business. I don't see Ricky's anymore. Every location I know went out of business. So maybe they are still in existence, but all the ones I went to in the city are gone. Yes, Jalissa, you cried. I was so upset because Ricky was the place that you had to go for certain things. Halloween, all the wigs and all the sluttiest of the costumes, you had to go to Ricky's. Okay, pasties, like nice, pretty ones, you had to go to Ricky's. Dildos and things like that, you had to go to Ricky's. You can't get that stuff at other shops. And then they had like all your basic beauty supplies, makeup, flat irons. You could get your whole life out of Ricky's. If you were coming from work and you wanted to go out and not go home first, all you needed was a Ricky's nearby. You could go and get your hair, lashes, makeup, some press-on nails. You could fucking, excuse my language, YouTube. You could do it. You could do it all at a Ricky's, baby. Okay? Some of them even had salons in them. Did you know that? Some of them had salons. You could go and actually get your hair done and get your makeup done at a Ricky's, baby. Okay? It had it all. Clothing, everything. Even that one off Union Square, yeah, I feel like that one went a while ago. Sexual wellness section. Yes, they had the little selection in the back. And it wasn't as big as what you would find in the sex shops, but you also didn't have like creepy men there for who knows what. Because it was mostly like it's still like a store, mad staff and everything. So yeah, no more Ricky's. I miss them. All right, I think we are on Capricorn. We're gonna go true heart for the Capricorns. Oh, I gotta get a move on, y'all. I'm about to open. I'm open though. I have everything on in the shop and everything. I just have to open the door. No, Hot Topic doesn't have sex toys. Hot Topic is like for kids. That's how I think of it. Hot Topic is more for the youths. Okay, but when you graduate past Hot Topic, that's what Ricky's was for, and now they're gone. But anyway, I think it would be beautiful if we had crystal toys in here. But that's the tricky thing because we are not a sex shop, so I don't intend to just carry dildos for no reason. But we do carry crystals, so I would carry crystal dildos. But those are going to be more pricey, But I mean, I don't have to have like a million of them, just a few options. But anyway, that's the vibe I'm getting for you, Sagittarius. For those of you, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Uranus and Sagittarius who are exploring for this new moon in Aquarius, you're feeling really explorative, wanting to make connections, wanting to connect with others or to connect with yourself in a very physical, intimate, passionate kind of way. So take advantage of that, lean into that. And if you are looking to do that with yourself, then you might look at some toys and different things to help you explore that. And if you're looking to do that with others, that's going to probably require some socializing, some getting out there because, people are not going to just materialize. Oh, I heard something over here, but I didn't know what it was. There was a Schmeck's wellness section in the Hot Topic, and you were impressed with the selection. Oh wow! Well, the kids are getting into things a lot earlier these days. I always thought of Hot Topic as being more for a younger crowd. Hot Topic and Claire's. And Delia's. Remember Delia's? Remember the catalog? You guys old enough for the Delia's catalog? All right, Capricorn. We are in the True Heart deck. Capricorn, just a couple more signs to go. A few more signs to go. Capricorn. Capricorn, we have the King of Wands in the reverse. Very fathery energy. Hoping for connection with father energy, because this feels like a father energy that's maybe for whatever reason hard to connect with or unattainable or in some way removed. So Capricorns, you may have been dealing with some things with your father, or maybe you're estranged or don't have a lot of connection with them, or maybe you don't know who they are and are going on a journey of discovering them. But this feels like some type of upset or discomfort around like the topic of fathers, masculine authority figures, supervisors, maybe, like older family members, or even like spouses or partners that are older or have like a particularly like domineering energy. But for any of you, it could be any of those types of like individuals in your life, but it feels like this is less you and more somebody in your life that you're wanting to connect with and maybe not having the easiest go of it. And it feels like that hope message for the new moon is about hoping for communication, hoping for some type of sign or some type of message that things are changing, things are different, or that person is on their way back into your life, or a connection can be reestablished. So that feels like it's right on the edge of that. Like there are things that had to happen in maybe both of your lives in order to make a rekindling or a reconnection worthwhile. As good as it could be, as happy and as healthy as it could be. It's like it's not there just yet. You're still waiting for it. You're still longing for it, but it's very much like on the way. It's just that the timing has to be quite right, and we're not quite there just yet, but things are moving back in that direction. I think Mercury going direct probably has a little bit to do with it as well, starting to open up the pathways of communication again. If you've been waiting to hear from somebody like this, kind of fits this description, I wouldn't be surprised if you get some outreach, some type of communication from them, like in the next, couple of weeks as the moon kind of grows, and this intensity of wanting to connect, wanting to be a part of the collective, wanting to express yourself, wanting to change, and having a lot of like electric energy behind that fosters like that type of a connection. I wouldn't be surprised if you hear from somebody like that. So let me know if that happens. Let us know next full moon reading if that connection is reestablished. Are you talking about Spencer's? Hot Topic? Lawn chairs, keychains, tissue? They have a little bit of everything. Yeah, and Bean, I've never seen that type of stuff in a Hot Topic. I always felt like they were more for the user group. All right, Aquarius. This message is for you. And a reminder, guys, if these messages resonate with you, you can say thank you with a super chat or a super thanks. Help me to raise $100 for an A-frame sign outside of the shop. I think we're like halfway there, so thank you very, very much. And if you would like to dive deeper into any of these messages, you can always get a private reading with me or any of the witches here at the shop, just go to bronxwitch.com and click on book a reading. This is for Aquarius. Aquarius, your hope message for the new moon in Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, we have the Six of Swords in the reverse. And like this felt immediately like some type of a hang up or something with wanting to travel and wanting to explore. So you may have been thinking about taking trips, changing your environment, maybe moving, relocating, even just temporarily, changing up your office, changing up the way your apartment's laid out and things like that. And for whatever reason, you haven't really been maybe getting around to it, or there's something that has been stopping you. Don't let this concern you too much. Don't let it overwhelm you. It's really, truly, genuinely a timing thing. Okay, it's just a timing thing. If you feel like you've had some blockage around that, it's just the universe trying to like line things up as best it can for you. You know, Spirit, what I feel is that Spirit is always conspiring in our best interest because it has no motivation to do anything otherwise. Like Spirit, to me, does not have like emotions and desires the way that we do. It's just purely energy. It's just about energy and frequency. So it always wants to be in a place of balance, and it always wants to be in a place that is uplifted. That's just how it feels. So it's always trying to like push in that direction. And the way that feels in our life will be like random things that happen that keep us from getting around to something, or that keep interfering for something, and we can't, come up with an explanation for like why that can't happen. And that can make us think that there's something wrong, but there's nothing wrong. The only reason why you haven't been able to make these moves is really just because the universe is pushing it towards a different timing. So a little bit more waiting needs to be done. But it doesn't feel like a lot of waiting, but a little bit more waiting needs to be done before you're going to be able to actually like pack everything up and go or move everything around the way that you want to. So the best thing that you can do for yourself is just not let this period discourage you. So you might also benefit from some type of a cleansing for the new moon, a head wash, a cleansing bath, something just to help take your mind off of all of those worries that have been percolating under the surface, and all of these questions of like, come on, why can't I get this going? Why am I still in this same spot that I was in such and such time ago? Anything that you can do to kind of help soothe yourself through feels like the next few weeks would be good, because things are going to turn around and things are going to start moving forward, and it's going to be much, much better when things do then than if they had gotten going now. Okay, so don't lose sight, hold the vision, continue to pack, continue to make preparations, continue to talk in the first person about living in your new spot or having your new office. Continue to hold that it is done, because truly it is done. It's just that if it were to pop off right at this moment, it wouldn't be the best timing for it. So let go and let God, let the universe kind of let it come to be right when it needs to, and just enjoy the process of like a faith exercise, of having faith. What's the worst that can happen? It doesn't happen. And then guess what? You're exactly where you're at. So it wouldn't hurt to just say, you know what? I'm just going to believe. I'm just going to have the faith that this is happening. Even though it feels like things aren't moving right now, under the surface, I know things are percolating, and I know it's going to pop off at the right time. Let me just stay focused on how grateful I am. Let me stay focused on what I want that to look like. Let me stay focused on what I need to do right now, where I'm at, in order to make it easy for that transition to happen when it does. Okay? I know. I'm sorry. You're feeling very impatient, but it's coming. It's coming. It's your season. It's happening. And finally, Pisces. All right, Pisces, this new moon in Aquarius. All right, Pisces, we have the Hermit in reverse, coming out of our shells a little bit here. Pisces, you're so sensitive. It feels like you were kind of, hiding out for quite a bit here, really just protecting yourself. And I can't even be mad at you for doing that. You know what I mean? When you're self-aware and you understand that you are sensitive and you understand that, you need periods of time alone, or that you need to not let yourself be overwhelmed by the crowds or force yourself into situations that ultimately are going to just cause more anxiety than they're worth. That is the period that you are coming out of right now. So I can't be mad at you for taking that time for yourself. I'm a Leo, so I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum, and I'm just like, what is the deal? Just do it. But it can be a lot harder for you. You definitely feel really, really deeply. And, that's been something that you've been kind of nursing, like licking your wounds a little bit, hiding out, taking care of yourself and reestablishing yourself. And that's beautiful. Right now, it's reemergence time. You're feeling that pull to come back out into the world, back out into society, back out in front of maybe friends, family, coworkers, etc., and start mingling a little bit more, start engaging a little bit more, and showing off a little bit of what it is that you've learned, because you have learned a lot about yourself. So now you get to kind of show that off a bit, and show how you've developed and you've matured. You've seasoned, you've aged. You may always be very emotional, but you've learned a little bit more about how to not let those emotions control you, overwhelm you, and take charge of your situation. Remember I said earlier, our emotions and our thoughts are lies. They are lies, okay? They're biological chemical responses. They are lies that our brains make up to fill in the blanks of what our eyes think they see. So they're not a good source of guidance in our lives. Thank you, NC. Thank you. I'm glad it rang true for you. Thank you so much. We're getting there, guys. Yay. I'm excited because I'll be able to show you the sign and be like, you did this. You did this. You did this. Not me, you. So thank you so much. But yeah, so you want to show off a little bit the maturity that you have gained. You've grown up. You've very much grown up, and it feels like you have a much better hold of your emotional register, and you're less likely to let it take control of you, and make decisions on based on them. So that growth is something that you're feeling really deeply, and you're ready to kind of come back out into the world and know that you're not going to handle situations precisely the same way. You're going to have a much wiser approach to how you interact with people, how you share yourself with the world, how much of other people's energy you let yourself take on, or surround yourself with. And that's great. That's going to be really helpful for you moving forward. And like I said, with the lemon tree being on its second or its third year of producing fruit, you've been in this place before. You've had to tackle the issue of, how do I set up boundaries? How do I cleanse myself? How do I protect myself? How do I not let my emotions get the best of me? You've been there before, but this time around, you've learned something much bigger, and you're a lot stronger for it. So that is what the new moon in Aquarius is about for you. Reemerging, reconnecting, coming back into the world and showing yourself off a little bit, but a new you. Definitely got that new year, new you kind of energy, Pisces. Bye, Addie. Have a good day. All right, witches, those are the zodiac messages for this new moon in Aquarius, this expansive new moon, this free-spirited, slightly rebellious new moon. Take advantage of it. Call down the moon energy so that you can use it to your benefit, because that's what we do. That's the idea behind the astrology. I want to thank you guys again and remind you that we are raising $100 for an outdoor sign for the HQ shop. So if you've always wanted to support the shop but you don't live nearby or anything like that, you can super chat in this video. If you're watching this on replay, you can super thanks, or you can go to the website bronxwitch.com and click on ways to support. You can donate funds. You can donate supplies like the sign that we need. And you can rock merch. And I'm definitely getting me the lounge suit. I don't know if you guys have looked through the merch shop yet, but there's this super cute sweatshirt with lounge jogger pants set that you can have made with the HQ lotus, our signature flower, the blue lotus. I'm definitely getting that because it's super cute. And I think I'm going to cut the top and make it a crop top. Ooh, who is she? Yes. Yeah. So check out the merch shop. That's another way to support us. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to run now and open the door because we've been open for 11 minutes and the door is still closed. I'm glad it rang true for you. Yes. Good morning. Oh, come say hi. Oh, I like your prints. It's Leslie's here, guys. I'm live with my coven doing zodiac readings for the new moon.
Good morning, everyone.
It's Shop Witch Leslie is here. Come and get a reading, you guys. Come check her out. Yes. You can learn more about Leslie and all the witches here on the Meet the Witches page. If you're in the area, Les will be here till 3 today giving readings. We have a Yoni steam session happening in the afternoon and a tour, but we should have space earlier in the day for some readings. So come on by if you're in the area, guys. All right. I got to run. Thank you all so much for being here. Lots of love and light for this new moon in Aquarius. You know where to find me. And I will see you guys next full moon. Okay? I'll see some of you on Monday for book club. Bye. Have a good day. Blessed be. Thank you for being here. Tea and tarot all day.